Throughout human history, invisible enemies have shaped the fate of civilizations. Plagues, silent, ruthless, and devastating, have wiped out millions, altered the course of empires, and left behind stories of suffering, resilience, and medical breakthroughs. Today, we journey through time to explore the history of the world's deadliest plagues. Our journey begins in ancient Greece. The year is 430 BC. Athens, the heart of philosophy and democracy, is under siege, not just by the Spartans, but by a mysterious and deadly disease. The streets fill with the dead as fever, diarrhea, and unbearable pain sweep through the city. The renowned historian Thucydides, a survivor, describes the horror. No one was safe. Families abandoned loved ones. The social order collapsed. By the time the plague burned itself out, up to a third of Athens was gone. Historians still debate its cause: typhoid, smallpox, or something entirely unknown. Fast forward nearly 2,000 years to the most infamous pandemic in human history, the Black Death. In 1347, it arrived in Europe, likely carried by fleas on rats aboard trade ships. What began as a fever soon turned into a nightmare. Swollen black boils, internal bleeding, and death within days. Entire villages vanished. Priests, doctors, and even the rich found no escape. The world's population plummeted from an estimated 450 million to just 350 million in a few short years. The Black Death was more than just a disease. It was a reckoning. It changed the economy, weakened feudalism, and shook faith in both religion and science. Some blamed divine punishment, others pointed fingers at outsiders, leading to brutal scapegoating. But in its wake, Europe emerged with a new understanding of disease, sanitation, and survival. Unlike the quick devastation of the Black Death, smallpox was a slow-moving monster that haunted humanity for centuries. With its signature rash and excruciating fever, smallpox had a mortality rate of up to 30%. When European explorers carried smallpox to the New World in the 16th century, it spelled disaster. Native populations with no immunity were nearly wiped out. Some estimates suggest that smallpox killed 90% of the indigenous people of the Americas, a genocide without swords. But smallpox also led to one of medicine's greatest triumphs. In 1796, English doctor Edward Jenner made a breakthrough. He discovered that exposure to cowpox could protect against smallpox. It was the world's first vaccine, and in 1980, smallpox became the first disease ever eradicated, a testament to human resilience. As World War I raged, a new enemy emerged, an unseen killer more deadly than the battlefield. The Spanish flu of 1918 spread like wildfire, infecting 1/3 of the planet. Unlike most flus, this one didn't just target the weak, it struck the young and strong with terrifying efficiency. Victims turned blue, suffocated from fluid-filled lungs, and died within hours. With no vaccines or treatments, the world could only watch as over 50 million lives were lost. Hospitals overflowed. Mass graves were dug. Yet, when it was over, it left behind invaluable lessons about viruses, social distancing, and the importance of medical preparedness. Not all plagues burn fast and disappear. Some linger for decades, reshaping societies. In the 1980s, a new deadly virus emerged, HIV/AIDS. Initially misunderstood, feared, and even ignored by governments, HIV tore through communities, leaving a trail of devastation. But over time, science fought back. Education, activism, and breakthroughs in treatment turned what was once a death sentence into a manageable condition. Even so, over 39 million people have died from HIV/AIDS, and millions more still battle the disease today. The world thought pandemics were a thing of the past. Then came COVID-19. It began as whispers in Wuhan, China, but within months, the entire planet was in lockdown. A virus we couldn't see shut down economies, filled hospitals, and forever changed how we live, work, and connect. But this time, science fought back faster than ever. Vaccines were developed in record time. Billions were vaccinated. Though the virus still lingers, the world adapted, just as it always has. Plagues have shaped human history more than wars, revolutions, or politics. They've destroyed and rebuilt societies, pushed science forward, and forced humanity to adapt. But one truth remains: disease will always be a part of our story. The question is, are we ready for the next one?